If you have ever wondered what kind of gifts to get someone that wants to have an ADHD friendly home, here are 12 of the best ones. And the first gift that you should consider giving someone that has an ADHD friendly home is going to be an under the desk treadmill. The reason this is good is because when you have ADHD, a lot of times it's really hard to get motivated to go to the gym and get your workout done. And this allows you to have a treadmill at home. Now, the other advantage of this is it's not a huge treadmill that most people have that takes up a lot of space in their home. This is a much smaller treadmill. And the best function of this is you do have a desk so you can do something else while you are walking on the treadmill, because walking on a treadmill can get kind of boring. So this is going to give you a place that you can put your laptop or a piece of paper or whatever you want to have on that desk as you are walking. Now, the other thing is because it has a desk, you can detach the desk and just use the treadmill on its own. And because it's smaller, it's much easier to store as well, because you can go ahead and put it under the bed. And another thing, when someone has ADHD, they might bounce their leg or fidget while they're working at a desk. And this allows them to have something else to do with their legs. They can actually just walk on the treadmill, and then they might not be bouncing their leg all around. Exercise, it helps to generate some dopamine as well, so it's going to help you with the focus and concentration as you are trying to work. All these things in this one little package of the under the desk treadmill. Now, this specific under the desk treadmill is made by Urivo. I do have an Amazon link in my description where you can click on it and go buy it there. I am also an Amazon associate, so if you do, it does help support me. And now the next thing that's really good for an ADHD friendly home is noise canceling headphones. And the reason is because a lot of times when people have ADHD, they might go to a concert, or they might go to just a really loud environment, or they might have people over and that gets really loud. And you just want to be able to have something to put over your ears and cancel out all that sound. And the cool thing about that is it's just going to help make you more comfortable in that environment. Now, the other thing is these specific ones are made by Sony, and they are the premium kind. If you want to turn the noise canceling off, you can automatically turn whatever feature on these headphones. You can turn it off, and that way you can have your option of having the noise canceling on or the noise canceling off. And it's not just put the headphones on and put the headphones off. So that's a really cool function. I would actually choose headphones over earbuds because of the fact that headphones do a better job of actually canceling out noise, because they do cover your whole ear. As opposed to earbuds, you are kind of covered, but the fact is that they just don't cancel out as much noise. So I think it's gonna be much better to have actual headphones when you're thinking about doing noise cancellation. Now, if you do want to get this Sony headset, then you can go to my description. I do have an Amazon link for it there. And another thing that makes a really good gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is self-watering planters. And the reason this is good, because a lot of times I meet people with ADHD and they just don't have a green thumb. And it's not because they don't want to water the plants or anything. It's because they just forget to water the plants for a long time. And that makes it hard to keep the plant alive, obviously. So this is going to be a great gift for them because of the fact that you put the water in there and it does all the watering of the plants for you. So now all you have to do is remember to fill that thing up every 7 to 10 days. And that makes your job a lot easier because of the fact that you're not watering everything each and every day. This thing is doing it on its own. And the other thing about this is that they do not just come in one size, they come in various sizes. So whatever kind of plants they may have, you can get a size for that plant. And so if you do want this specific self-watering planter, I do have an Amazon link in my description. And the next thing that makes a really great gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is going to be a Roomba or a robot vacuum. And the reason this is good is because when you have ADHD, it's kind of hard to get motivated to do your housework, and you're kind of wanting to find ways to make it more fun or make it easier. And this helps to do that because of the fact that it does the vacuuming on its own. You can program it to do whatever you want to do, whatever areas you want to vacuum and everything. Now, I will give the caveat of this. It does matter which one that you get depending on what your home size is. If you have carpet or hardwood floors or whatever that you want to use it for, you need to make sure that you get the right one for you. Now, I do have one that I recommend. I do have an Amazon link for that in my description, but get whatever one works for you. And another gift that's going to be really good for someone with an ADHD friendly home is going to be a coffee mug warmer. And the reason this is good because a lot of people with ADHD do drink coffee, and there is a likely occurrence at one point or another that you will forget that you've made your coffee and it will be on your Keurig or still in the coffee pot and it's already gotten cold, or maybe you try to heat up the microwave and it's still in there. And so your coffee may have a tendency to get cold because you just forget about it. And so this will help to actually heat up your coffee or help to just keep it warm. And the other thing really essential that I like about this actual specific one is that it has an auto shut off. And so that's very important too, because you may have your coffee on there getting warmed up. You may just go out somewhere and then forget to turn the coffee warmer off. And so this actually has an automatic shut off so that it will go off by itself if you do happen to forget about it. And so if you do know someone that has ADHD and loves to drink coffee, this is going to be a great thing for them to have in their home. And if you do want the specific one, I do have an Amazon link in the description. And something else to give as a gift for someone that has an ADHD friendly home is going to be a tile. And this is really cool because with ADHD, again, you might lose things and you might have a tendency to lose things a lot. And this thing actually helps you to keep track of those things because you can attach to your book bag, your purse, or anything, maybe your keys. And this allows you to find it very quickly. Because all you have to do is, if you don't know where something is, you can go into the app and then automatically find the location of wherever that thing is. And so what happens if you lose your phone and the app's on the phone? Then how do you find your phone to find the other thing that you want to find? Well, what you want to do is you tap this thing twice and it makes your phone ring, even if your phone's on silent. So that's an awesome feature too, because now you can actually find your phone and then find the thing you were actually trying to look for in the first place. Now, the other thing is, if you are just far away from somewhere and you're really trying to find something, you just can't find it anywhere, you might think, maybe I left it at my house and you're like 2 or 3 hours away. You can actually go online and it will tell you the last place that thing was with the tile and everything. And the other thing about this thing, it does have a 250-foot range, so that gives you a pretty wide area that it does work in, and it will help you find more things. And there are a lot of places that you can get a tile, but I do have an Amazon link in my description. And the next thing that is a great gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is going to be an iPad or cell phone charging station. And so with this, you have a place and what I would call a landing pad, which is a place where every day that you come in, you put your cell phone right there. And that way, you know exactly where it is. And if it's not there, you know that you need to go look for it and then find it and then put it back into that place. Also, the other thing is, because it is a charging station, it helps to keep your phone charged, helps keep your iPad charged. And something else really awesome about this is that it actually keeps all your cords in one place and it keeps them organized so they're not just all over the place and just all tangled up and everything. It helps you to make sure that those are organized as well. And the other thing I would say, make sure that you have this someplace to where you pass by it every day, to where it's easy to see so that you know exactly where it is. And also, if you do want the specific one, I do have an Amazon link in my description. And now something else that makes a really good gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is a white noise machine. When you have ADHD, you might have issues falling asleep and staying asleep because these are really common things. And so a white noise machine helps to relax you, to get into the mode of getting ready to go to sleep and help you fall back to sleep. And the other thing is that it's just something nice to have to create that vibe in the room. Now, the other thing about it is that this one that I have that I recommend has 20 different sounds. So you have a variety of options to choose from to make the noise that you actually like, that relaxes you and helps you get to sleep. Now, if you do want this one, I do have an Amazon link in the description. And something else that makes a really good gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is going to be color changing bulbs. And a lot of times with ADHD, you just want to have the option of being able to change the vibe of your room. Maybe you want to make the room red or blue or green or whatever, just with actually changing a light bulb. And being able to add a different color to your room is going to be a very good thing. And the cool thing about this is these specific ones that I have here, they have a variety of colors, so you can change and mix and match colors and whatever you want to do with those. So that's a really cool thing. And the other thing about this is that you can program them to come on at a certain time, to dim at a certain time, to turn off at a certain time. And the advantage of this is that it helps you create routines if you use it in that way. And also it just helps to make your environment just more comfortable for you. Now, if you do want these specific light bulbs, then I do have a link, an Amazon link in my description. And now another thing that's really good for someone with an ADHD friendly home is a label maker. And the reason this is good is because when you have ADHD, you do have a tendency to lose things. And so it's much easier to find whatever you're looking for when you have a label on it. And so labeling generally is essential when you have ADHD because it's going to make it so much easier to just look over, see a label and find something rather than trying to figure something out by going through and using your memory to find the different things or where something is or where this is or what section it's in and everything like that. Now, you do want to have one that is portable, easy to carry around, easy to use. And the one that I have here actually fits all those things, right? And the other thing is you do kind of want one that has an app that works with your phone because it just makes it so much easier to type whatever you want to in your phone and then send it to the label maker to print out whatever labels that you need. And this one that I pictured also does that. So if you do want this specific one, then I do have an Amazon link in my description. And another great gift for somebody that wants to have an ADHD friendly home is a clothes steamer. And the reason that this is good is because a lot of people just don't iron anymore. And with ADHD, you kind of procrastinate on ironing and laundry and other chores. And so anything to make that easier is going to be a really good thing. And a clothes steamer does that. A lot of people will use the whole put the clothes in the dryer and hope the dryer gets all the wrinkles out method. But that doesn't get all the wrinkles out all the time. And so you do need to either iron or use a clothes steamer, which I think is easier. Now, one of the things that does happen when irons is you might tip it over and your water gets all over your clothes. And then you have to go through the process of ironing it again, basically. With a steamer, you generally have a place to put the water and that place is closed off. And so it does prevent these different water mishaps that you might have when trying to iron your clothes. And the other thing about it is easier to use. It's easier to make sure that you're not burning yourself or burning your clothes. Because if you do leave an iron on your clothes too long, it will burn them, as opposed to a clothes steamer. You don't have to worry about that. The other thing that is also really good about a clothes steamer is that you can go ahead and use a clothes steamer on things that are hanging up too. So you don't have to take anything out of your closet. You just leave it up on a hanger and then you can actually use a clothes steamer that way as well. So it's just a versatile thing that makes things much easier to keep the wrinkles out of your clothes. And also it's going to make things a lot faster for you too. And something else that makes a really cool gift for someone with an ADHD friendly home is a smart speaker. And the reason this is cool is, one, it lets you play music, but the other thing is it allows you to ask it things. You can ask it what your schedule is. You can ask it what the weather is. You can ask it to tell you a joke. You can ask it just random information. And the cool thing about that is when you have ADHD, you might have a tendency to get stuck on the phone, going down rabbit holes. You were looking for a steak recipe and now you're on like, what do cows do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? You know, something silly like that. That's where you just got into the rabbit hole, right? It's going to help prevent that, because what you can do is you can ask it specifically, hey, what are the steak recipes that would be good for a beginner? And we'll give you a list of those recipes and you can choose one and you won't get off the subject of that generally to go look at something else. And another advantage is that if you have doctor's appointments or things you need to remember to take, you can actually just ask it that as well. As long as you've programmed it in there, you can say, hey, what's my schedule? You know, when do I need to do this? Give me a reminder when I need to do that. And so it is a very versatile thing and it can be a very useful thing. And now that you know some really cool gifts to give someone that has an ADHD friendly home, what about tips to help them with Christmas as well? I do have a video that goes over ADHD Christmas tips and you can watch that video right here.